Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. So check this out. This is the preview of what you're going to be seeing in this video. This is 11 spell space swag. This is 3 short from all spells swagged. Here we have 13 spell space swagged, 1 short from all spell space swagged. And here we have the full 14 spell space, 11 that you get to bring with you, and 3 that you get to bring with your siege machine spell space swag. And this is made possible by my surgical ice golem strategy, a strategy I like to call Smiley Swag Killer. And quick note, if you would like to see more of these attacks, make sure to just look at the thumbnails on my channel, and any thumbnail that has a big smiley face of swag on it will be the same strategy. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so base 1, going to direct target this Expo over here at 3 o'clock with 4 rocket loons, and direct target that mortar with 2 rocket loons. This will allow for a lot of flame flinger value down here at 4 o'clock. Also note, this base has 2 fire spitters facing towards the bottom of the base. This means we can AQ charge over here at top right and come in from behind both fire spitters and not have to use any spells to protect our AQ. No overgrowth, no rage. We're just going to come in and replace spells with ice golems. This is a hallmark of this attack strategy, replacing spells with ice golems. And another hallmark of this attack strategy is the absolute best pairing of hero equipments in the game. So we are running AQ with Magic Mirror and Giant Giant for extra tanking, much like a second BK. And then we are powering our AQ charge with the Warden Rage Gem, and then in case our AQ gets in trouble, we have the Eternal Tome to save her. And note that the AQ has the Magic Mirror and Giant, so that's 1 level of protection for the AQ where we don't have to use spells. And the Warden with the Eternal Tome, that's our 2nd layer of protection where we also do not have to use spells. So notice, another hallmark of this attack strategy, BK needs to meet up with the Warden and the AQ so that the BK can push into the core, help tank for the AQ and Warden, and open up a bunch of walls into the core. So the Town Hall gets frozen up by an Ice Golem. Also, we have this left corner got froze up by 2 ice golems that got wall broke in, and that was to distract the ricochet cannon and the minion prince so that the RC could take both of them out. Ricochet cannons are particularly dangerous to the RC because they'll skip to the RC and kill the fox. Notice, using the RC rocket spear right now, I'm doing this for 2 reasons: to outrange the multi-archer tower and to slow up the RC, because I wanted the RC to take her time over in the left compartment to allow my AQ to come down towards 6. I was hoping that the AQ would push down fast enough to the point where she would distract some defenses for the RC. However, there's some walls separating the RC from the AQ, so the AQ was not able to tank the defenses for the RC. That's also another hallmark of the strat. You want to synergize your heroes as best you can. Notice the AQ is virtually unkillable underneath this Warden Rage Gem with the healers constantly powering her. So you like to keep your AQ in the core with a bunch of defenses, particularly expos, locked on her so that the RC can wrap around the outside edge and clean up all the defenses. So yeah, swagging 11 spell space. And once you start getting used to this, 11 spell space will not seem like that much anymore. So here we go. This is the 2nd hit from my mini account, newly turned Town Hall 17. I maxed the AQ and the Warden first so I could do the AQ charge with the Warden support. And I believe my hero equipments on my AQ, the Giant and Magic Mirror, are both at level 23 at the time of this attack. So possible to do without max level equipments. However, equipments, as everyone knows, helps out a ton. So this is a very common base, and it is absolutely cracked. Of the last 5-6 times I've hit it, I haven't used a single spell on it, swagging all 14 spell space. And if you copy this method, you will not use a spell either. So to do this, to get the full 14 spell space swag, you take out that mortar over at the right to get flame flinger value. You want your flame flinger to work up towards that ricochet cannon at the top right. Also, notice this ice golem. This ice golem is to distract this ricochet cannon over here by the AQ. You need that ice golem distracted. Once your AQ starts targeting that ricochet cannon, drop a Yeti up at the top on the dark elixir storage. This will allow the Yeti and the Yeti mites to kill that archer tower and then work towards the wizard tower at the top left so you can direct target the monolith with 5 rocket loons. So the AQ, still powered by the Warden. Notice how much health the AQ has. Completely full. So we're dropping in 3 rocket loons, and the rocket loons are underneath the Warden Rage Gem so that they can take out the Expo. And now we're able to direct target the monolith with 5 rocket loons to kill the monolith for the AQ and Warden, since they won't be able to reach it because the Yeti had previously killed that Archer Tower at 12 o'clock. So now we're sending in the BK, sending in 1 Ice Golem. Going to wall break into this section. Want the BK out in front of the AQ and the Warden, just like in the last one, because the BK is supposed to help tank for the AQ and to help open up some walls in the core for the AQ. So sending in a Headhunter, help deal with this enemy Royal Champion. Notice the Sneezy, testing for traps. We have the enemy CC come out, but it's not a great big group of Headhunters or a Super Drag, so we don't have to worry about it. We have this Fire Spitter trying to roast the AQ with the healers, so going to direct target it from the top left with 2 rocket loons. Managed to snipe it. Now we have the enemy AQ. We need to be careful about the enemy AQ. We're going to try to sneak in another Headhunter to help deal with her. We have Yetis and a Furnace come out of our Flame Flinger. Yetis to help distract some defenses. Furnace to also help distract some defenses. And notice this enemy AQ was not taken down by the Headhunter, so it forced the Warden to Eternal Tome. Now we're sending in Ice Golems to distract this Ricochet Cannon and this Tesla Farm, sending in the RC. We also use some Headhunters to snipe that Minion Prince. So notice the Ice Golems, they're just freezing up everything. So RC is going to deal with this Ricochet Cannon. AQ just went to ability. Now we got 3 AQs and the Giant to help distract for this RC. Trying to snipe this single target Inferno, but that's okay. RC's got plenty of health. Sending in some remaining troops. And now it's time to swag 14 spell space. Notice I brought 11 Ice Block spells. Ice Block spells do absolutely nothing for the strat. I would not suggest using them if you are unsure that you're going to swag 14 spells. Usually, like in the previous hit, just bring invisibility spells. Alright, so attack 3. Again, creating some funneling, some pathing for the Flame Flinger. And notice up here at 12. I'm able to lure the CC with a Giant. I have an Archer up here at 12 so that the CC comes to the Archer and then can pass off the CC from the Archer to my Archer Queen. And this will make sure that the CC does not go down to the Flame Flinger and kill the Flame Flinger. So now AQ has a CC on the AQ, and we're powering the AQ again with the Warden Rage Gem, using a Yeti to distract this Wizard Tower, a Bowler to get a Bowler bounce in off this Elixir Collector and Spell Factory, and now the AQ using 2 wall breakers at the same time to create an opening into this top right section and an exit from this top right section. And this allows the AQ to come in from behind the Fire Spitter, pick off that Fire Spitter, and then continue wrapping around towards 3. So now just putting in some archers. I want to funnel that section because I want the BK to meet up with the AQ and Warden and push in at this bottom right compartment towards the monolith. So dropping in an Ice Golem to distract this Ricochet Cannon. Ricochet Cannons, again, problematic. Not only do they kill your Spirit Fox from your RC right away, they also make your Warden go to Eternal Tome, because the first shot from the Ricochet Cannon will hit your AQ and then skip to your Warden, force your Warden to Eternal Tome, and it's much better to use your Eternal Tome in the core of the base when you have 2 cloned Queens and the regular Queen and a Giant to all benefit from it. So now this Ice Golem is wrapping around, going towards the section where we want him to go, wall breaking in. And notice how the Ice Golems can get hung up on walls. A lot of times you use a Wizard or a Valkyrie or Rocket Loons to push your Ice Golems further into the base. So Ice Golems down here to deal with these enemy heroes, some Headhunters in to help snipe them, get rid of them right away. And now just sprinkling in these Ice Golems. Monolith is targeting the AQ, but the AQ has so many hit points, and with this Warden Rage Gem, she's able to deal with it no problem. Trigger the Giga Bomb. Notice just the range of the Ice Golem was able to freeze up that multi-gear tower. Now the AQ is entering close to the Town Hall, and we're worried about the Town Hall picking off the AQ and the healers, so you use the Eternal Tome, and now using the Archer Queen ability, sending everything in. And the only reason I really had to use the RC here is because of time. And since time was a factor, and I was trying to make sure I didn't time fail this attack, I ended up not being able to place all the spells down. Because look at just how fast everything. I accidentally brought 2 bowlers, so everything just got done. Only able to get 4 spells space off. Anyways, here is my 4th of 4 hits from my 2 accounts. and this is a fail, and I want to show you just why this failed. And the reason this failed is because I got it in my head that I could swag nearly all the spells again, so I refused to invest a simple 2 spell space rage on the AQ early on in the attack that would have made it so that I could still swag about 10 spell space. So notice the top left, look at this channel. This is a lot like the channel we just used in the last attack, only this channel, this compartment is already open. So getting the AQ to go into this compartment, AQ is going to deal with this ricochet cannon, and she's going to work up towards 12, take out the scatter shot, take out the fire spitter, and then enter in next to this multi-inferno. And that's what this flame flinger is doing over here just at about 1 o'clock. The flame flinger is eliminating all these defenses and creating a huge funnel so that I do not have to invest a bunch of troops to force the AQ and the BK into that 12 o'clock compartment. Sending in some headhunters. Ice Golem freezes up everything. We have to drop a poison because there is a super drag. Super drags and headhunter CCs, you often have to use a poison. Same for witches. Ice Golem again freezes everything up. Now drop in the BK. BK will help tank, and notice what a pain this fire spitter is on my AQ currently. This wall breaker for some reason targets this top left compartment. I had wanted everything to go in from noon, but that's alright. So use the BK ability right there, uses EQ boots so that I can open up all this section into the core. And the reason why I wanted the AQ and the Warden and the BK to come in at 12 is so that I could come in behind the fire spitter. And you always want to come in from behind a fire spitter because fire spitters will peel off your healers, especially during an AQ charge. AQ has a much shorter reach than the Warden, so she has to step a lot closer to the defenses, and when she steps closer to the defenses, she brings her healers in closer, and the fire spitter can absolutely wreck everything. So AQ goes to ability, Warden goes to ability. We're trying to salvage everything. Somehow the AQ wrapped around, didn't target the Town Hall. I was late with RC. RC is supposed to come in from the outside to help corral the AQ into the core, to keep the AQ into the core. So now with the Town Hall up and our Warden, Eternal Tome, and AQ abilities already burned, we have no layers of protection, and we're just trying to race against the clock. We could have potentially still tripled this, but we're going to time fail. So notice this Town Hall, it's really low health, so we're going to use our 1 skeleton spell, our 1 rage, and our 6 invisibility spells to help take this Town Hall the rest of the way out. We're doing a mini skeleton donut. We're dropping the invisibility spell 3 tiles away from the 4x4 Town Hall, and this way we can just rage up these skeleton spells, take out the Town Hall, but we time fail anyways. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys had a blast during this video, and make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks.